Have you ever looked in the mirror and just thought, I'm average? Maybe even less than that on some days. You scroll through social media, see people with perfect skin, chiseled jawlines, flawless bodies, and think, that's attractive, not me. But what if I told you that some of the most attractive people are walking around not knowing it at all? And what if you are one of them? This video isn't about hyping you up with shallow positivity. This is based on actual psychological cues, real studies, and behavioral patterns that reveal one surprising truth. You might be more attractive than you give yourself credit for. And by the end of this video, I guarantee, you'll start noticing signs around you that were there all along. So, if you've ever wondered whether you're actually attractive or just invisible, watch till the very end, because this might just change how you see yourself forever. Let's kick off with something subtle but incredibly powerful: how people behave when you simply walk into a room. You might not realize it, but your presence changes the vibe more than you think. Ever walked into a space and noticed a weird silence fall over the group? Or people casually adjusting their posture, fixing their hair, checking their phones in a slightly more cool way? That's not random. According to a psychological phenomenon known as the halo effect, when people find someone attractive, they unconsciously assign other positive traits to them, like confidence, intelligence, or success, even if they don't know a thing about you. So, if you've ever felt like the room shifted when you entered, trust me, they noticed you before you even spoke. Now let's talk about something you've definitely experienced, but probably brushed off: eye contact. Or more specifically, repeated, accidental, and lingering eye contact. You might think people are just spacing out when they look your way, but here's the science. A University of Chicago study revealed that when we're visually drawn to someone, we look at them more frequently and for longer periods, even if we're trying not to. So, if you constantly catch people looking at you, then glancing away the moment your eyes meet, that's not awkwardness. That's attraction, cloaked in nervousness. And don't be surprised if you notice it from people of all genders and ages, because attractiveness doesn't always mean romantic appeal. It can be admiration, respect, even inspiration. Another strong but underrated sign: you receive compliments that are weirdly specific. Not just "you look nice" or "that's a cool outfit," but things like "your laugh is contagious," or "you have the most calming energy," or "there's just something about you." Those are identity compliments. They're personal, emotional, and very telling. When someone notices a specific part of your voice, your mannerisms, or your energy, something you didn't even know was noticeable, that means they've been watching you, thinking about you, and absorbing your presence. Attraction, in its rawest form, is attention. And attention to detail? That's admiration on a whole different level. Here's one most people don't realize until someone else points it out. People seem nervous, awkward, or unusually chatty around you. It's not because you're intimidating in a bad way. It's because attraction creates tension. Scientific studies in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships show that physical attraction can raise cortisol, the stress hormone, causing people to act out of character. So if someone laughs at things that weren't funny, talks too fast, or stumbles over basic words when talking to you, they're not being clumsy. They're feeling a pressure to impress. And that means they see you as someone worth impressing. Let's take this deeper. Do people remember strange little things about you? Like the way you said something, the perfume you wore once, a joke you made weeks ago, or how you like your coffee? That's not just good memory. It's selective memory, and it's a psychological sign that you've made an emotional impression. Most people forget 90% of their daily interactions. But if someone remembers you vividly, it's because you've activated something personal for them. It could be your voice, your vibe, your eyes, or simply how you made them feel. Attraction isn't always loud. It's often a quiet mental bookmark people make without realizing it. Now, this one might be the most frustrating yet most validating sign. You don't get approached often, or people assume you're already taken. Crazy, right? You might think, no one ever flirts with me, so I must not be attractive. But in reality, research shows that people are less likely to initiate conversation or pursue someone they perceive as out of their league or already in a relationship. You might look too composed, too confident, or just unavailable without even trying. And ironically, the more attractive someone appears, the fewer direct approaches they often get. It's not because they're invisible, it's because they're intimidating without meaning to be. Now pause for a second. How many of these signs are actually showing up in your life? Maybe you've been brushing them off for years, thinking they're coincidences. But what if they're not? And if you're still with me, I want to ask you something. Did this video remind you of something? A moment someone looked at you differently? Or a compliment that stayed with you for weeks? If it did, take a second to do something powerful. Hit that like button, not just because it helps the channel, but as a signal to yourself that you're starting to own your presence. Share this with someone who needs to hear this. And more importantly, drop a comment below and tell me, what was the one sign you always ignored but now makes total sense? I'm in the comments every day, and your story could make someone else finally see their own light. And if content like this, real, human, and psychology-backed, resonates with you, subscribe now. This channel is where we break down what truly makes people magnetic, impactful, and unforgettable. Now let's dig a little deeper. Attractiveness isn't just about how you look, it's about how people feel around you. Have you noticed people trusting you quickly, opening up to you about personal things, or even seeking your advice when you're not that close? That's not random either. Emotional attractiveness, your ability to create a safe, warm, non-judgmental space, is just as powerful, if not more so, than physical beauty. Studies from Stanford University show that people are naturally drawn to those who make them feel heard and seen. If people are comfortable around you, they feel something. And when people feel something, they're drawn to you in ways they can't explain. Also, here's a curveball. You attract jealousy or passive-aggressive comments. Oh wow, look who finally showed up. Must be nice to have everything together. These subtle digs are often masks for envy. When people can't match your energy or can't understand why others are drawn to you, it can trigger their own insecurities. Take it as confirmation. Your presence says something they wish they could emulate. You don't need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Let me tell you a quick story. A girl once messaged me after watching a similar video. She said, "For years, I thought I was invisible. Guys never approached me, girls didn't compliment me. I just assumed I was average at best. But then I started noticing. People fumbled around me, strangers stared longer than normal, even Uber drivers remembered me days later. I realized maybe I'm not invisible. Maybe I was just blind to it." She started walking differently, talking differently, not because she changed anything, but because she finally believed it. And that changed everything. You see, when you become aware of your own attractiveness, not arrogance, but awareness, you start to move differently in the world. You stop chasing validation and start attracting it. You stop asking, "Am I enough?" and start knowing that you already were. The signs have always been there, subtle, soft, almost whispering. This video is your nudge to finally hear them. So the next time someone says, "There's just something about you," don't downplay it. Look them straight in the eyes and say, "Yeah, I know."